Hey, what's up, everyone? You are listening or watching the My Comic Book Journey podcast. I'm your host, KNDY. And for this episode here, we're going to be talking about The Incredible Hulk issue 331, which was released back on February 10th, 1987. Cover date is May 1987. And the writer is Peter David. Penciler is Todd McFarlane. Inker Kim DeMulder. Colorist Peter Scotese. Letterer Rick Parker. And the editor was Bob Harras and Bobbie Chase. So let's go ahead and begin. This issue was significant for one major thing. It is the first time Peter David will now take over the lead writer for The Incredible Hulk, which he would do from 1987 to 1998. Yep. So as you can see here, this issue was 331. He would go on to issue 467. That is a long run. And also that run would establish Peter David as one of the most, again, I don't want to use the most, but probably one of the better writers of Marvel comics from the 80s on to the 90s. His work was incredible. And Peter David, bear in mind that Peter David, while he was popular for Marvel comics, especially for the Hulk, he was also popular for his written work for Star Trek, The Next Generation. If I recall, Peter David would write many, he would write many Star Trek novels, including the popular Star Trek New Frontier series. And if anything, Peter David does great work. Imzadi, Vendetta. There's just quite a few. I actually have quite a few of his books on tape. Remember that? Books on tape? But yeah, The Incredible Hulk, issue 331. What does this mean? Well, what we have here is that we have the Hulkbusters and S.H.I.E.L.D. Trying to go after the Green Hulk, which is Rick Jones. And of course, Bruce Banner feels it's his duty to be the person that would help Rick. One thing that was really interesting, and I think I talked about this before, during Alan Milgrom's run of Incredible Hulk, he made Betty Ross so emotional. She would cry each time, and she would always faint each time she saw the Hulk or the word monster brought up. And as much as I enjoy Alan Milgrom's work, I was getting tired of the occasional Betty Ross panel of her crying and fainting. And it would always happen for many issues during Alan Milgrom's run until Peter David took over. And this issue, she was not that type of person. When every time Bruce Banner would say something, she would snipe back at him. She's like, why did I even marry you? Why do you even behave this way? Why are you? And she said it right back to him. No crying, no fainting, like what Alan would do. She just, she said, hey, I have enough of your crap. And I think that was one of the coolest things there. But pretty much this issue, you have S.H.I.E.L.D. and, with the Hulkbusters going after Rick Jones as the Hulk. And, of course, the Hulk is not going to let them just take him that easy. I think, if anything, it's just what happens at the end, and this is going to be a little spoiler alert, so let's just say that the Grey Hulk finds a way to come out. Let's leave it at that. But let's just say that it's something that people have been waiting for, because you had the Incredible Hulk, Grey Hulk, come out, Bruce Banner, but rarely. Bruce Banner always tries to keep him in check, saying, hey, I'm in control of you. You do not have control over me. But then you start to see Grey Hulk, who's also quite smart, try to work his way and use Bruce Banner. It's just an interesting thing to see what happens. But this issue is actually pretty cool. And also you have another situation here where Ramon, the guy that Betty almost has an affair with, comes back, and he's saying that he's Betty's husband. And you're like, what the heck is that? So, and also you have the appearance of the leader, possibly. And you got to keep on reading. It's actually a very good storyline. If anything, though, there was a continuity error that because part of the argument between Bruce Banner and Betty was that she finds out, supposedly in this issue, that Bruce willingly transforms himself into the Hulk, but she's known this before. So, especially if you go back maybe 75 issues before, but that's kind of hard. I don't know how Marvel writers try to keep things canon with continuity, because I know that some people, they put continuing notes. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that's going to be a tough one right there. It's just like something I was like, how are you going to look back in previous issues? And not sure if they even had that technology back then. I'm not even sure if they have it now. I would assume they would have something now, that looks some type of database or something like that. But for the most part, yeah, this is Peter David's. While he did write for the Incredible Hulk issues before, this is where they said, you know what? We're giving you the reins to take over this title and make it work. And sure enough, he made Incredible Hulk one of the best comic book issues to read from the 80s and 90s, starting with issue 331. So that makes it significant in that manner. So, okay, everyone, you take care. I'll see you later. Wink, wink, and